Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, here we go. Happy Friday. Welcome to the KVJ show. It's all good. Already cracked into some booze over here. Thank you very much to Josie that stopped by with lots of good stuff.
What'd she bring you?
She brought me some tequila from Brazil, and it is some amazing stuff.
Brazilian tequila.
Cachaca Tapose. It is aged in barrels for 5 years, 40% by volume. It is award-winning. It is so good and smooth. It's amazing.
She was so kind and nice.
Yeah.
And she got me this 1970s Ronald McDonald stuffed animal. And this thing's badass. It's going right in my lobby, right next to Grimsley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much for that. It's always lovely. Talked about what is your favorite part of the day. To me, man, having that first little drink after a day of hard work just kind of loosens you right up. It's just amazing. It's just kind of like you pour like some kind of solution over something. It just melts away the stress.
I don't like the first seconds of the drink. I like about 90 seconds to about 2 minutes later. That's my favorite.
I haven't seen Kevin smile as big as he smiled all show.
So happy
when she gave him that bottle. He's grinning from ear to ear.
Oh, so
well,
nice.
You got your medicine. You know this
That's
weekend's
it.
going to be just a little bit sweeter.
That's it.
Just a little bit calmer.
Daddy likes to get a little lubrication.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that I work with some fucking pirates because and I can't tell if if I would have stayed a pirate or because I was a pirate when I met y'all. Did you guys bring out more of the pirate in me?
I think it makes you feel more normal when you surround yourself with crazy people. And all my friends are fucking lunatics. So you just think everybody drinks like us, but they don't.
I grew up with somebody that I know for a fact does not like my life choices. They don't like that I drink, and they don't like that I talk about weed on the air. And we're, we grew up together, and I can tell when we talk, he just fucking looks at me because he doesn't drink, doesn't do anything, doesn't swear, and I can't be comfortable around that guy. Meanwhile, if he wants to hang out with me, I would never ever try to make him feel bad, but I can tell judgmental eyes. And you know who this person is.
Well, you tell him that I said he's not getting an invite to the party.
Oh, he's been to some of your parties.
So take that.
Well, he's not welcome anymore.
Long time ago.
We don't need no judgment.
Fuck no.
We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Oh man, that is spoken like a true alcoholic.
That's a George Strait song.
I love it. I live it. I am it.
Not here for a long time.
No, can never say you didn't go for it.
I'm just here for a good time.
I'm going to be going for it this weekend. I'm going to try to power through these hot flashes and go on this bachelorette party with girls 20 years my junior. But I think I'm going to teach them a thing or two.
Think so?
Yeah, about menopause. I'm sure they'll be pumped.
The old dog going to teach him some new tricks?
I'm going to bring out the upside down twerk lessons. I got to get them all on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, take care of that thing down there. I know you're going through.
My vagina's fine.
Okay.
The problem's not my vagina. The problem is my brain and my hot flashes. I think those two are being affected.
Have you noticed a change in temperature in your vagina?
No. No. I think
I asked that because the queen is always talking about, she's like, this thing feels like it's on fire.
Oh, she got a hot pussy?
Yeah.
Damn.
Hot twat.
Damn.
And that's why I was asking, not to be so rude and intrusive, but
Well, you said vagina. You didn't say the whole thing, so it kind of softens the blow.
Yeah. So I was just kind of curious if that was a thing. I didn't know what was going on.
I'll pay attention. I have not noticed it, but I have definitely noticed it, like on my head, shoulders, back, midsection. Like this whole area will just get like hot.
Well, do you ever get HD? Hot dick?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't have any temperature changes on that, but yeah, that's why I didn't know. But she says it quite often these days, and I didn't know if that was a menopause thing or if it's just, I don't know, for whatever reason, she's got nuclear puss.
Does she have any of the other menopause symptoms like I do?
Not that I know of, no.
She's just got a hot pussy.
It just, yeah.
But what's weird though, I swear to you, and I'm not trying to take your hot flash shine. I know you think I am.
Let me guess, you have a hot dick.
No, I think my dick temperature is pretty normal, to be quite honest with you.
Prove it.
I will. There are times throughout my life, throughout the year, I will get hot flashes, and I don't understand why. And it's cold in the room, but I can feel this fucking hotness coming out of me, and I can't really get cold.
So I think we all have that, and it's tied to our nervous system. And I think if something embarrasses you, you can get a hot flush. Or if something is like a pressure situation, you can get a hot flush. But this, I mean, what is it? It's 10:17, and I've already had like 5 hot flashes this morning.
Oh, my arm's tired. I've been fucking fanning her down all morning.
How long does it last? What does it feel like?
It lasts about, I would say, a minute, because I immediately have to cool myself down. And what they say you should do is fan yourself and drink a cold drink. And so I've just been fanning and drinking and fanning and drinking.
All right, I got to put this in my notes. We're going to make a menopause corner just to have some treats and some things to make you more comfortable.
Well, I'm starting my medication on hopefully early next week. It was all ordered yesterday. I'm going on a bunch of different stuff. And so hopefully something will work. And then I won't have to deal with this. It's just symptoms of menopause, but you can relieve the symptoms of menopause and still go through menopause and not have any problems if you get on the right cocktail of medication.
Can I ask you a personal question? Do I have consent?
Is it about my pussy?
It is.
I could tell you were smiling.
Welcome to Twat Talk.
That would do very well.
Think so?
Twat Talk would do well.
Twat Talk.
I don't know, though. It depends on what we're talking about. I think it could probably go a way people don't want to hear.
Twat Talk. Does somebody have it already? Let's see.
So, don't ask the question.
Twat Talk, the podcast. It's already out there. They've got a Facebook and a podcast.
Well, they're good.
Damn
They're
it.
really good. Would you ever, during a hot flash, would this help, or, because I feel like it would help you quickly, if you go at home and you had an ice pack, and let's say you're naked, you put the ice pack on your vagina. Is that too cold?
No, I
Or
think
would that be soothing?
I would rather have it like on my head and neck and back and like boobs, that whole area, because this gets really hot. Head, neck, back, boobs. So far, I don't have the vaginal heat that Kim Ralston has.
And it's not even the vaginal heat. I'm wondering, too, just if you put ice down in that area, because it's such a sensitive area, does it get you cooled down a little bit quicker than normal?
Look, if this would get rid of the hot flashes, I would pop a whole entire ice cube up there.
Really?
Now we're talking OnlyFans again. And that's the kind of shit that will get you the numbers.
Wow. Yeah, they say that the menopausal transition most often begins between the ages of 45 and 55. It usually lasts about 7 years, but can be as long as 14 years.
Oh my gosh. And before the hormone therapy, I guess women just suffered through it.
But we can't. Okay, here's my thing. If Virginia comes in here and she's acting like a dick, and we're like, oh my gosh, the fucking witch, how much of an excuse do we have to let her be a dick? Because she's already kind of a dick anyway. I can see her kind of hiding. It's my menopause.
I don't think it makes me more of a dick. I think it makes me say stupid stuff and be confusing and blurt out things that maybe I should have kept in my brain.
Oh, so you've had menopause since Wild 95.5?
She's on year 23 of menopause.
Holy shit, that explains it so much.
Yep.
It's
Now
making
we
me
get it.
like more unsure of myself. It's making me like, I feel like I'm off balance mentally and physically and everything.
But can I suggest something? Because I know you, and I'm not saying that's not
Is
happening.
it put more ice on my
It's
pussy?
no more pussy talk. No more twat talk. It is. I know how you are, and when things behind the scenes in your life get a little wonky, a little crazy, or a little disturbed, you kind of tend to go that way. And I'm just wondering: is it menopause, or is it just situational stuff, or is it both?
I think it's me reacting to menopause because I don't like my apple cart shook. I like everything to be same. I don't like anything coming along and fucking with my day. And these hot flashes are fucking with my day and my night. I can't sleep. I'm up. I get up. What I have to do now, I have a whole thing. I go to bed, I'm cold, so I have on socks. I have on a muumuu. I wake up in a hot flash. I have to take off the socks. I have to get out of bed. I have to go into the bathroom where I have a ceiling fan, and I have to stand under it naked for a minute, and then it cools me off, and then I get back in bed. So that's now happening 3 times a night.
Oh, jeez.
And it's really fucking with me, and I don't fucking appreciate it.
Okay. Who are you yelling at?
I don't know. My vagina. I'm just yelling at everything.
I do want to say thank you to the brave ladies in the chat room who are talking about how they have definitely iced their hoo-ha down. So I get so excited.
Yeah, I would say if your pussy's on fire, ice that baby.
Well, Kevin, you said the queen said it feels like it's on fire.
You know what? The best thing to put on it would be a bag of frozen peas. Don't open the bag. Just put the bag of frozen peas because it conforms to the shape of the vagina, and you can just lay back and just put that bag right on it.
You guys can play such a fun game. It's like what item cools it down the quickest? You got 5 different items if you wanted to.
She usually just takes off her pants and kicks that thing towards the fan.
Really?
Yeah. She throws it right out
So
there,
she's having hot flashes, but only in her puss.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm kind of glad I don't have that.
I don't know why it's hot.
Mine's on my
she's
neck.
Always talking about it. She's like,
have you ever walked in and seen this?
It's usually I'm already laying there and I'm like, all right, I don't know what
She's
you
got
want
to
me to do
take it out
about it.
and cool it down.
She's like, yeah, my pussy's so hot. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do about it.
Does that weird you out, or is that the kind of stuff that makes you love the queen?
No, it's just our typical conversations. You know, I mean, that's it.
Because I can see y'all being close, and you
I
know,
just kind of look over. I'm like, I don't know. What
if
you
y'all are
want me to
best
do about
friends,
it.
you got a
Well, why
hot.
don't you offer to ice it down with your dick sickle?
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what? That's the thing, though.
You need to put your dick in the freezer.
And I've thought that, sometimes where I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is her trying to, but it's the whole Charlie Brown Lucy with the football thing. I've had that football pulled away way too many times. Where
Where you think it's
I'd be like going, all right, you want me to cool it down? I come right back, so it's like, too much of that where I'm like, I ain't gonna take the bait on that. You gotta give me a 1-2. Like I need to have more of a like, okay, this thing's hot. It's gotta be like, and then see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna take the bait on just one.
Do you remember a specific time where you thought she was throwing it out there, and then you go to do it?
It's been a while. For a good long time, I've known like, all right, okay,
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap. Yeah, so it's been a long time where I'm like, I need a 1-2. I need the invitation, but then I need also like a confirmation code. You know,
confirmation code.
You know. That's
you
what
need
it
to
is.
have your reservation confirmed.
Yes, I need to have. Yes, okay. It's like pussy for one, and what's the password? And then password. Okay, let's do this.
That pussy's password protected.
Yeah.
So you have. It sounds like you've surrendered into retire. You've retired.
Too often you show up to eat, and then you're like, oh, sorry, we don't have a table for you. I don't know why you thought you had a table here, and then everybody's looking on, like, you can't get into the cool kids club. You know, that's the feeling.
Not that you couldn't do a Tom Brady and come out of retirement, but it does sound like you have retired from sex. You've kind of said it's not going to happen.
I need more to pull me out of retirement.
Well, you need to tell her that she should follow through on something she said to me a few weeks ago. We were talking about Begin Anew because they have all kinds of fun stuff, and one of the things they have, she told me, one of the things they have is the machine to improve your love life. I don't know what it does. I don't know if you sit on it. I don't know what the fuck it does.
In fact, I saw it. I was in there with the Queen, and I saw they had this thing, and it was like, I'm like, is that what I think it's for? And he's like, oh yeah, that'll pummel the vagina and get that thing going. Yeah, I think it like bop 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 gets that thing going, like it like smacks it awake. You know how if you're like, hey, a couple slaps, I think you just slap that thing around
like
a little
the Three
bit.
Stooges?
Yeah, it's like yeah, you just boom 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 boom, and it like apparently it wakes it up a bit.
Jaybird wants to try it.
I gotta tell you, I got hit in the face with a wet trout one time, and it woke me up. It shook me.
What was her name?
That's what it is. Yeah.
Wow.
This actually slaps your wet trout, so it gets. And then,
she mentioned it to me, and I was like, well, why don't you do it? And then she changed the subject. You need to press. And say, hey, next time we go, let's do that.
Here's the thing, people always tell Kevin what he's got to do when it comes to the Queen, and I know you know your situation better than anybody.
Yeah. I'm to the point now where I've always tried. Yeah, I've tried. Now it's like, all right, you got to open the doors for me. Like, I'm done with all this
Literally.
stuff. Yeah, where you got to be like, hey, here it is. It's open. It's ready to go. And I'm like, for real? Confirmation code? Oh, confirmed. Let's do it. So, yeah, I'm not jumping through any more damn hoops or anything like that. It's like, all right.
But I mean, I'm being serious when I ask you this question. Do you, deep down, kind of feel like you probably may never have sex again? Is that a possibility you've thought about?
I don't give it thought. And
Really?
If I did, I'd be like, yeah, I know everybody else does. But, if it
Well,
was...
I'm only asking because
if it was no, I'd be like, all right, it is what it is,
Everyone asks me all the time about it, and I legit. Sex is a big deal for a lot of people.
Sure,
And when you know something's not even possible, I just want to know where you're at mentally. Do you think it's possible, or you think it's probably fucking done?
Well, it's like other things in your life. Where to me, I love pizza, or I love ice cream and things like that, and you just realize that's not good for your body and you can't eat it. So when you don't think about it and don't really, then you're not torturing yourself with, oh, I know it's there, and let me sniff it. Smells good. So to me, it's like there are other things to find enjoyment with in life. Find other ways to,
Sure, it's just weird if we don't ask
find your
questions.
passion.
If you talk about it, it's weird if we don't ask questions.
I'll answer them. I just, it is what it is. But yeah, no, if she did and she came back into the game, if the queen came out of retirement, because she's really the one in retirement.
Right.
If
She
she
needs
came
to
out
come.
of retirement and announced
Yes.
that she was out of retirement, then I'd be like, okay, I'm still in the game. I'm happy to play, but I'm not going to try to pull you out of retirement myself.
Do you miss sex a ton, or is it really not that big of a deal?
No. Like I said, I find other outlets for enjoyment.
And you went off the testosterone, right?
Yeah, for a while, because I didn't know that I necessarily at the time needed it. The thing that I had was I got to get back onto the shots, because I tried the pellets, and when you do the pellets, it's like a small incision, and they're like, hey, you don't have to worry about doing the shots. I'm like, okay, cool. So you come in once every 3 months, but it left a scar. And then I was like, well, what's this going to look like years later? Like, my ass is going to be all pockmarked and look like the moon or Bryan Adams' face. And I'm like, I don't think I want this. So
My ass looks like it caught on fire and somebody put it out with a golf shoe.
yeah, so I was like, I'm happier to do the shots. But then it's like, oh, okay, I'm good for right now. So I took a little bit of a break from it.
Do you know, because this is what I'm getting, do you know there's something you can put under your tongue? It's
I haven't gotten there yet. No, I didn't know.
testosterone under your tongue. It dissolves, and I'm going to try that. So the cream is kind of bitch ass. The cream is like...
I tried that when I first got into the game.
Cream don't do it.
Much of a pussy to do the shots. and
This is
it
a
doesn't.
step up from the cream, but it's a step down from the shots.
Okay.
It goes under your tongue.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to get it next week. I'll let
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, let me know.
I'll share it with you. I'll put some of mine, and you can have them under your tongue, too.
Because it ultimately is good. Like I said, the biggest thing for me that it did was the energy and the muscle. And I'm not really working out. It's like those days are past. I'm not in the gym trying to crush it anymore. So,
Right.
but the energy's nice, and just having them balanced is good. So yeah, I do obviously believe in it, and I think it's great. So yeah, keep me up to date on that.
You ever want to get swole again?
No. Not going to do it.
I don't think it's where your head is as you get older.
No.
I think it's just you have a different philosophy.
Well, not to mention, I still, my back is kind of jacked.
I get it.
And I can't say for sure it's from working out, but it doesn't take much. If you do one bad rep, and if you've got too much weight and you jerk in the wrong way, I'd done that a couple times. I injured myself probably about 3 or 4 times in the 10, 15 years I worked out heavy, and I think I'm still paying the price for that.
There's no way. There's no way that you did not get a little bit something. I mean, I watched how you worked out. You worked out.
Yeah.
I shit you not. I know I say this, and I'm not trying to be dramatic
It was
here.
intense,
It
yeah.
was fucking intense. Nobody in the gym was doing anything you were.
No,
not even the
it was
meatheads
crazy, yeah.
that have abs on their dicks. None of those guys were doing
they
that.
thought you were training. They asked Jay what you were training for.
Yeah, no, a lot of people thought I was either like a Navy SEAL or as MMA, or they're like, just why is he going so hard?
And then they realized, man, this guy can't fucking fight.
He's
This
in
guy-
radio?
He does this for radio?
He's training for radio?
Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, so as it is today, my back's kind of like sleeping at night and stuff like that. There's a lot of pain and issues.
Damn.
Well,
So-
just getting older, your back's gonna
Yeah.
not be as great. It's one of the most common things for the human to go through is bad back problems.
You're right.
Yeah. So
And from what it sounds like, pussy problems too.
yeah.
No, you can hurt yourself working out, and it sucks because you have total best intentions. You want to look good, but now you can't move right. That sucks.
Right, it does. And if I had to go back to do it again, there are people like Jason Statham. You see how he is. The guy's he's very he's strong, but you don't look at him and be like he's super jacked, but he's just really strong. And it's a lot of body on body stuff. You don't need a lot of extra weight to do an amazing workout. Pull-ups, push-ups, all that kind of stuff.
Prison workout's amazing.
They really are. Like I said, with my trainer, he always said it's prison workout day, and it was a 12-foot by 12-foot area. We didn't leave that area.
Wow.
And it was terrible. It was the hardest workout ever that you would do. And he's like, because he did a year at a time, and he's like, this is what I developed in that year, and it was the toughest workout.
He's legit.
It's so
legit,
weird.
yeah.
You see people that go in jail, and you see their mugshot, and they get arrested, and they go in there. Especially if it's a national case. Some people go the other way. They go in there all skinny, and they come out, or they're just triple their size. Now other people come out fucking cut.
Yeah.
It's all what you do with your time.
Yeah, right. No.
Do you want to just sit there and eat food from the cafeteria area or get cut? I don't know, man. It's a lot of time to think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a lot of times you got to, get big, get swole for your life, man.
But I can also see snacks being the thing you look forward to. That's that one happiness you were talking about earlier. That you're in jail all day or in prison. You're like, fuck, man. Go to the cafeteria, get some more cupcakes.
How many can you get? How good are they?
That's just it.
I don't even know.
Think you're right. I think it's masturbating, and I think it's hand pies. That's prison.
Okay. All right. It doesn't sound like you'd hate it. If that's truly what it is, you might need to go out and commit a felony then, my man.
Maybe it's a little bit harder than masturbating.
Yeah, I was going to say. You really put a different spin on what I thought prison was.
You're going to get someone that goes, get an email. It's definitely not just masturbating and hand pies.
Yeah. I got an email from Jonathan with an idea for Do It Bitch. It is a barf soda that you can get. Might be interesting to try. He said, let me know if you want. I can order it. Okay.
He's got access to barf soda.
I guess so. I'll let him know. Yeah, that might be good. Or if we ever did You Can't Make a Face Again, that could be fun for that.
I like that. Why didn't we do that? Did Virginia run that one too?
It just became the same thing every time. I noticed about 6 weeks in a row, it was, I got shocked, you got shocked.
And then Virginia's like, fucking nothing. I'll eat a fucking octopus.
I was like, it kind of feels like this is the same bit. So
maybe we just fucking take out Buzzkill over here.
Kill me?
We take her out of the
Damn, you get menopause and they put you out to pasture and kill you.
Instead of having ruined and shit, let's just kick her out of the fucking game.
Yeah, but there might be a way to do it. Like maybe you could have a wheel of nasty stuff, and then you draw out a name, and then. Yeah, so that person then spins.
Okay.
I still also love
just
that.
one person instead of the whole show.
One of my favorite punishments ever, and they used to do it on a Big Brother. They would get the worst punishments of the past and put them all on a wheel.
Yeah.
And whatever you spin and land on, that's what you got to do that day. So
I remember that.
You're bringing back old shit,
Right.
but
it's tried and true old shit that
everybody
loved it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe that's a possibility. We got an email from Kathy. She said, Jaybird, if you watch The Fly, find the Vincent Price version and compare it to the Jeff Goldblum version.
Okay.
Vincent Price was like the original horror guy. And he was the voice of Michael Jackson's Thriller.
I loved him.
He was so well known for all the horror movies that he did.
He sounded creepy and he looked creepy.
Yeah, he
You
did.
got to give an ode to him. You got Rod Sterling from Twilight Zone. All those guys from that time period are great.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Alfred Hitchcock. I think he would have been taken down in today's day.
Oh, boy.
A little weird, a little creepy.
Little handsy.
So I think there was some weird shit going on. I don't know about the handsy part, but
Hitchcock.
from what I understand,
Sounds like a disease, doesn't it? Got a bad case of Hitchcock over here.
Oh, let me see it.
Oh, see it? So look at it. It's like in a corkscrew.
It looks like a trailer hitch.
Yeah.
y'all don't fuck around with that Hitchcock, do you? You guys don't like that shit.
No, I'd go get a shot and get that taken care of.
The show.
I don't
the
watch
show.
it.
Okay.
You wouldn't like it. You would fucking bitch the whole time.
Well,
It's too slow.
Yeah.
I don't think Kevin would like it. It's too slow.
Some old stuff I do like. Me and you were getting down with some old music yesterday.
Music you're good with. Sitting and watching and paying attention, that's not what I'd ever want to do with you.
Ever, huh?
Ever. Have you ever gone to a movie with Virginia?
No.
Oh my
Don't think so.
I like to talk.
She's talking.
Got a lot to
No.
say.
I do not. You're
Get
an
the fuck-
asshole.
get the fuck out
You
of
get the fuck out of here. I've gone to the movies more than you, bitch.
You have. Lately, you have.
I saw Top Gun in the theater, and you're supposed to be the one that loves Top Gun. You didn't even see
I'm
it.
still getting shit for how I wanted that movie to end.
Yeah.
People did not like my comments.
Tracy in Orlando said, Kev, you must watch House of the Dragon. The season finale is Sunday, so it's the perfect time to binge. You will not be disappointed. It closely adheres to the same cinematic standards that Game of Thrones is known for, with its fantastic visuals, great cinematography, and amazing acting. I see quite a few upcoming Emmys. You will love hearing the names of Game of Thrones ancestors as you connect the dots. Please try it. You will not be disappointed. Yeah, we'll see. The one thing that I did like about it is, and I think the original writer of Game of Thrones, is he written this? And I think he had said that over my dead body, will they ever again write any or produce anything that is not written by me?
Oh, wow.
And so that was kind of encouraging, because that really was it. Those two guys got really big for their britches that were kind of producing the books of this guy who wrote Game of Thrones, and I'm not big enough of a nerd that I know all the names, but they then ran out of his books, and he wasn't writing them fast enough. They're like, well, we got this. We'll write the end of it. And then they just fucked the whole thing up, and it was just terrible. But, you know, after you get to 7 seasons, and that's the only thing I would tell Tracy, yeah, season 1's good. And I would have said the same thing after Game of Thrones. I mean, season 1's great. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, my gosh, I started 7. It's so amazing. And then... You know, so I probably realistically would wait for the entire thing to end and people to say they nailed the finale.
I want to get down. I want to start dressing like Game of Thrones. There's some cool ass outfits. I'm sorry, man. Look, you don't get dragons. I get dragons.
Go to those. You should go to those Ren fests.
I would love a Ren Fest.
Yeah.
I would love all that shit. Cosplay.
It's coming up.
I love all
it's
that.
about Renfest time of year. They fired that up in the winter. Quiet Waters Park in Deerfield.
It's only good if it's cool outside. If you're sweaty,
That's why they do it in the winter.
in a fucking wizard outfit or a dragon costume.
Oh, if you got fucking hot pussy, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. If your pussy's on fire like the Mexican queen,
Hot twat. That's what we're calling it.
I dare you to call her that next time you see her.
No. I wish you guys would be in a cosplay. I wish Kevin or you go, hey, Bird, I got this fucking new warrior outfit. You want to go out and just fucking cosplay?
I thought cosplay was sex.
No, you can do it with you can do cosplay with sex.
Okay.
That way, that's even. I mean, that's fucking awesome.
Does it have anything to do with Bill Cosby?
It does not.
Okay.
No cosplay that way.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into that.
Yeah, I
Involves
guess
me getting dizzy, and
What if you cosplay as Cosby?
that's cosplay.
that is cosplay.
That is cosplay.
I could do it because my cosplay's not that bad.
Your cosplay's not that
great.
bad.
It's not that great, but it's not that bad either.
I would have liked to drug you.
I haven't done Cosby since Wild 95.5.
I know, since he got canceled.
I'm rusty with my cause. We used to
Yeah.
do Santa
Do it.
Claus every year.
If you do it, it might get you canceled.
You could do some cosplay.
Yeah, that would not be my cup of soda. But
It just came out this week. I don't know if you guys know who Garcelle Beauvoir is.
No.
From she does a lot of acting, but she's on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills now. She told a story this week about how back in the day she got cast on the Cosby Show. She was a model. She was a beautiful model. She's from Haiti, but back in the day, you know, she was in her early 20s when she was modeling. She's in her 50s now, and Cosby had her over to the house.
Yeah.
He gave her some Sambuca and
Okay.
said, here, try this. She tasted it. She thought it tasted funny. She got a bad feeling and ran out of there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's got a Bill Cosby story with a good ending because she left.
Yeah. Damn, he had to be so disappointed that night.
I fucking loved that show growing up, though.
The
Yeah.
Cosby
I
Show.
loved it.
Everybody did.
It was such a major event. I remember when they changed it to Thursday nights, and Thursday night I always has a warm place in my heart, and it's sitting there getting ready for and I always would love when they would when Theo would do some kind of rap or a song, a presentation for school. Those were always my favorite episodes.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I used to think that, like, oh my gosh, the world revolved around the Cosby Show.
did.
And then A Different World. Like, I was so into all of those. So to find out that the whole time Bill Cosby was like raping, during the Cosby Show, he was raping.
It's pretty crazy. And before that, according to everything.
The balls of him to ever go after anybody for cursing on stage.
Right.
He's raping.
Yeah. No, you're right.
That man is fucked.
Watch them people are throwing them stones.
Yep.
Eric had said, hey, just curious if any of you have watched the new show on Netflix called The Watcher.
Everybody's telling me I have to watch this show.
It's about a family that moves into a new home in suburban New York. And as they move in, weird things start to happen. People start to harass them and send them creepy letters in the mail. It's all based on true events, and the show is a 10 out of 10 so far. There's only 7 episodes. The show's amazing. I highly recommend it. It's not a horror show, more like a mystery. Go check it out.
It's based on true events, meaning 3%'s true.
Yeah, not a lot of it's true. And in fact, I saw a report on it, and it's based off, there's a real home, and there was a family that, I don't know, bought it for like $1.4 million, whatever. It's in kind of a rich neighborhood. Maybe it was New York or something like that. And they had apparently started getting these notes of somebody that was watching them, and they're saying where they were, and they had young kids. And it was talking about the kids calling them young bloods or something along those lines. Ooh. That's what you'll see in the TV show The Watcher. But apparently, in truth, the family never even moved into the house. And now they think that maybe they devised the whole thing to try to get out of the home sale itself. They did take a $400,000 hit on it, but apparently maybe they signed the contract, realized they couldn't afford it or didn't want the house, and so they concocted this whole thing that somebody was supposedly sending them these creepy letters about how they were watching them.
Weird.
Yeah, so, there's a real home, there's apparently a real family. They won't even comment on it, so nobody can get to the truth because they're like, hey, did it really? And they're like, we had no comment. So they won't say anything about it, but apparently it's a great show, and if you look at it, it's just a great show. Don't look at it as like this is a documentary, because again, we talked about that this week on the show. So many of these supposedly based on a real life, it doesn't go very close to the truth.
Working on a documentary. Not sure if I'm going to release it or not. It's kind of sitting on it, Kev.
What you got?
Pink Lies.
Yeah.
The real story.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of sitting on it.
All right.
You can actually sit on it.
Can I?
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, a story about Thomas Edison. Is he a total and complete a-hole or not?
It sounds like he was a fuckface.
It kind of did sound that way from some of the stories we'd heard, that he was stealing ideas like the light bulb. He was patenting things that other people couldn't do, like film cameras. He had told his associate, somebody that was working for him, Nikola Tesla, hey, if you can create this, I'll give you $50,000 when he did.
Did they even try to do history the right way when I was in school? There's so much shit that I learned as a kid. They kind of brushed over some shit, and you think this or you think that about somebody. Thomas Edison, the fact that he didn't do anything with the light bulb is crazy to me.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I hadn't known that, and some people did have some comments. One person said, yeah, it's even rumored that he had Nikola Tesla killed. Now,
what?
That I don't know about, but I did see, I was checking Quora, and somebody had written that as a film student, I learned after a little research that Thomas Edison was widely known as the inventor of the film camera, when in reality a Frenchman named Louis Le Prince did it. And a few years after its invention and after a public showing, Louis was headed to New York to show his invention off, and on the way there, he mysteriously disappeared.
Louis Le Prince.
Soon after, Edison, who had invented, quote-unquote, the camera years after Louis introduced the first film camera to the world, it is widely speculated that Edison hired an assassin to kill Louis before he could make his invention widely known.
Damn.
Louis' family still believes this to this day. So I don't know about the Nikola Tesla. The thing that I had read about Nikola Tesla was that the way Edison had treated him, and after stealing some of his ideas, Nikola Tesla kind of went crazy, and then he died that way. So I'm not sure that, I think maybe you got the two stories mixed up. He is rumored to have actually had the inventor of the camera killed. Nikola Tesla, he drove to an early grave.
Hashtag Edison's a murderer. Get it trending. I just put it in the chat room.
Edison was a dick.
Not only a dick, but just a major fuckface.
Yeah.
Sounds like some people are just dicks, but they could maybe find a way back. It sounded like he went to the grave as a Ebenezer Scrooge who never saw the light.
Totally.
Yeah. So there is there, and then somebody did text in and said, you guys are discussing one side of the story. The one thing I will tell you, though, is I did check probably 8 to 9 different sites, and it is all littered with just nasty Thomas Edison stuff. So I was trying to look for the other side of the story. So if there is another side of it, and I think the only thing about the other side is somebody was arguing, saying, it's not unlike any other thing where people would work for somebody, and Thomas Edison was aggressive and controlling anybody that worked for him. He's like, hey, it's same concepts today. Like if we work for Hubbard, we create something, they own it. And somebody was defending Thomas Edison, saying what he was doing was no different than what any other company today does. If you work for Apple and you create something, you don't own that. Apple owns that because you work for Apple. So any creation you make under their employment is not yours, it's theirs.
But he promised homie $50,000.
If that story is, yeah.
And if that's true, he said, I'll give you $50,000 if you fix this with this invention.
Right.
And he fixed it, and then he goes, oh, sorry, it's an American joke. Maybe you'd get it if you were from America.
Right.
What?
I have a question.
If that's true.
If you said something about with Hubbard owning something, if I wrote something before we were with Hubbard and then it played on the air after the fact, but I wrote it, a year before, 2 years, is that still owned by Hubbard?
No.
Because
the original idea was created and first performed before their employment.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a interesting note.
Yeah. So you would have that still. Any other lawyer questions? Or I have to start charging from here on out.
I'll pay. I've
First
seen,
one's free.
I feel like he would give you a retainer.
I've seen you and your dad go to work, and it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, imagine if we would have had Rolson, I could have joined his law firm.
You would have cleaned up in Logan, but I think you would have ended up dead. I don't know.
I could have cleaned up in Logan. I could have made at least $27,000 to $30,000 a year. Yeah.
But is that big in Logan?
No. Well, I don't know.
Is your dad going to stay in Logan, and is he going to keep practicing law?
Yeah.
No retirement, no ever come to Florida.
Yeah, he doesn't even make money. He stays open. He has a lot of employees that work with him, and so he basically, whatever he makes, it goes to pay their salaries and whatnot. So he don't want to shut it down. Plus, he has something to do.
Yeah, I think it's great, man. I love the fact that I love that your dad does that. My dad's the same way.
Yeah.
They have hobbies, they do stuff with their life, and I think that's the key to staying alive and being happy.
Yeah.
You can't just rot on the couch when you're older.
Yeah,
I've seen it happen with family members, and it never ends well.
He's very active, so he's doing a lot of stuff, and a lot of that has to do with that. So it's good for him. Jesus had said, regarding Edison, there is a show on the History Channel all about him stealing Tesla's ideas. It's called The Men That Built America. And I was trying to watch it. I've seen several episodes of that. I don't think I saw the one on Edison. It was one of those ones where a few of them were free. It was like an 8-part series, and you would get to see like 1, 4, and 7 for free. And if you wanted the whole thing, then you'd have to start paying. I'm like, I'm not paying for it. So I only watched the ones that I could get for free. But it was very well done. It was very fascinating. I saw the one on like Vanderbilt that, is responsible for Vanderbilt University. And it was really cool. Just these guys and how they made their money and, the Rockefellers and people like that. So it was a good series.
Oddly enough, one of our sponsors for this podcast, Rack Electric, was telling me about Nikola Tesla a few months ago. And they said the same thing. Like, it wasn't about Edison. It was about Nikola. Nikola was the star and doesn't get the shine.
Yeah.
And we in the electronics business, in the electricity business, we know who the real chief was. We know who deserves the credit, and it was not Edison.
That sounded like it was it. Edison was just first, and then Nikola Tesla came up through that. But it was one of those things where the pupil became greater than the teacher.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is that what's going to happen when Suits overtakes you?
Yeah, probably.
Fuck, let him have it. Go for it, kid.
Oh, is it?
Jaybird gave up.
I'll gladly step away.
My whole thing is I'm loudly quitting.
Yeah. Fuck it. ain't nobody quiet
You
quitting
go out
around
with
here.
double birds.
Quiet quitting. I've heard so many people. That must be on every fucking newspaper, magazine, show, because everyone's using that.
Quiet quitting.
It's
It
it's
makes
an
me annoyed.
overused buzzword.
Oh, I fucking hate it. Everyone's been doing. People act like this just started happening.
Yeah, it's called lazy coworkers.
Yes.
We've always had them.
Quiet quitting's gone on since jobs have been available. It's not a new thing.
It's just a fun word to say. Quiet quitting.
That's what you have to do. You have to find something that's old as fuck, and I'll just change the term up. It's quiet quitting, Kevin.
And Jazzy had said, watch Ancient Aliens to learn a lot about American history and some secrets of our past, including past presidents. It'll blow your mind, the things you find out from years ago. That's a good show. I do watch that a good bit.
There's so many things that people don't even discuss or talk about that happened in this country that you go, why don't we learn about this in school? Back in the day, there were UFOs in Washington D.C. all through Washington D.C. And they showed up through a whole week, 2 weekends in a row. The military had to come out and make a speech and say, we don't know what this was, guys. Blah blah blah. They still don't know what it was, and nobody talks about that.
It's always been the case. I mean, this goes back to early recorded American, or I guess mankind. It's not even American. This started all the way back where a lot of times they always twisted and turned history. It goes back to the ancient Egyptians. They wouldn't write down defeats. They would write down victories. And so they'd only write the good side of it. And that really kind of started the trend of you go through every civilization's histories. They weren't giving you the truth. They were giving you their perspective. And so the perspective became what the history was. But a lot of history, most history is not accurate.
Well, I feel like we don't even get things right in real time right now.
No, we
with
don't.
all the
You're right.
technology.
Right now.
I'm going to fucking trust something from the 1300s?
A story from today, you'll
Fuck
have
outta here.
5 different people look at it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael said it, and it's what they say. History is written by the victor, and that's it. So no history is necessarily accurate at all with anything.
I think it would.
You're getting a story of the victors, of what they saw and what they want you to know about that time period.
I would just love to know what the fuck really went down, because some people believe, Virginia, UFOs were around way long back in the day. We're talking olden times where you see paintings in a cave or on a rock, and they are drawing UFOs with lights coming out of it.
Sure.
Go, well, how could they draw that if they've never seen it before? And it looks just like a UFO. If it's not a UFO, what is it? What?
Weather balloon?
Not back then, Virginia. Don't fuck with me. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
I'm not half werewolf.
I didn't sleep
Not
last
half
night
full
either.
werewolf. Not half full.
Are we going to have a not sleep off?
Karen, did you sleep all right last night?
Slept great.
Did you?
Damn.
What time you go to bed? What time you tuck her out last night?
It was a little bit after 8.
Look at you.
Look at
After
you. Fuck.
8:15.
And just
Probably
slept
8:15.
Slept right through it.
Yeah, in fact, my alarm clock scared me this morning. I was like, whoa. It startled me. I was out the whole time. Boom. Just amazing.
So lucky.
Gotta do it. Yeah.
8 o'clock, we were still tearing it up.
Oh, you were.
Well, we were tearing it up, and in the back of my, you ever have that where everyone's having a good time, but I knew I still had to do a TikTok video.
Yeah.
So I'm going, all right, this is great. Fuck. Don't dash in. Yeah, fuck.
I know.
So I'm editing at 10 o'clock at night. Drunk.
Oh, boy.
So I'm a little tired.
Okay.
I'm sure those edits were tight.
It won't matter. Either way, it's going to suck.
Let's get you to bed.
Fuck TikTok.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for those emails. Everything we didn't get to today, we'll try to get to next week. Mail at kvjshow.com. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.